All right, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. We are flashing back to one of my first rants online, which is something that's a bad practice that's now considered yay new functionality. I don't know about that. We're going to get into it in today's video. Hey, make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. All that stuff really helps. If you want early access to this content for as little as $5 a month, you can see this stuff ahead of time. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. I need to zoom in on this so you can see this better. Let me go bigger, go home. Okay, so this is the big new update that was just released. This came out like earlier today or yesterday about from Rian Zhu about how to enrich your Power BI reports with machine learning in Microsoft Fabric. Yes, this will enrich your reports with machine learning, right? Like it talks about like, hey, the data is in your semantic models. You want to like run some tests and data science on top of it. How do you feed it in? Okay, and so let's just dive into this architecture here, and I'm gonna zoom even more because like I want this to be bigger, okay, for you guys. All right, so what we're talking about here is how can you use data science to gather information and send it back into your model? This can be a very powerful thing, right? Like you want to rate customers on their ability to repay or whatever it is that you're trying to like judge or measure them on, right? Maybe it's in this case we're talking about ability to repay, but maybe it's to sell or whatever. But it's talking about okay, your semantic model in this lower corner here is going to get data from the lake house. It's going to go into the semantic model. You're going to use semantic link to grab data out of the semantic model, bring that into notebooks, run your experiments against it, run your data model against it, leverage your ML endpoint to expose the results of that information categorically by customer, right? Like assign them that ranking. And then that data flow Gen 2 is going to take that information from that ML endpoint, feed that back into a table that's inside your lakehouse that you then bring into your semantic model and bring that out into your report. What that allows you to do is actually like categorize, with data science and see the information that is available to them. The problem I have with this flow, and this is the cleanest version of the flow that you can do, is that it doesn't establish any guardrails to make sure what's coming out isn't the exact same thing that's going in. Let's talk about this. Okay. So the big challenge you have is you don't want an influencing like value to be then like manipulated and then to be spit back out, right? Because what you can have is you can have a compounding and a growth function that never allows it to go down, right? Like, okay, hey, if and this is bad logic. This is like circular logic inside of Excel, right? So if this value is above 100, always add 104 back onto it and then put it back in. And then like you're always doing like 104% evaluation of that value. That means that value is always going to go up by 4% every time you run that evaluation, right? That circular logic in Excel kicks that out. The problem with this architecture is it there's no check and balance in this design that would prevent that circular logic from having a compounding issue on it. You say, okay, hey Chris, I can kind of see what the problem is there. Well, the problem that this can manifest and create, and what I've seen in the real world, is like marketing efforts that always show that every marketing program always brought in more money, like that every program was always profitable. Well, yeah, when you're always adding and you have some circular logic in place, it like eventually every program grows into a profitability range. And hey, you've got good marketing. Or worse, if every buyer your bank is evaluating has a credit score or an internal credit score that you're calculating. And every time it calculates, it goes up ever so slightly because of that circular reference. You've got an increasing problem that can be very blind to people when they're using this. So I'm not saying that this isn't a viable path forward, but I'm saying that without guardrails and controls in place, this is one of those not approved solutions. Okay. Um, Not that it can't be, but it's one that without a guardrails, we can't approve that. All right. If you got questions, you think that I'm wrong about this stuff, let me know in the comments. I think, in fact, I know I'm right, but I'd love to hear your take on it, how I'm so far off base. Let's get in a conversation. Hit me up on LinkedIn, hit me up on Twitter. Make sure you like and share this with others in your organization. You have the best day ever. Peace. You want to make sure that this isn't happening to in your organization, that you're not like setting yourself up for like failure. Head over to bakertilly.com/digital, click on the need some help, put in there, I need Chris Wagner to give me some help. I'll come out. We'll help you out. All right. We'll give you a call. We'll talk through it. If you think you can do this stuff for yourself, hey, I'm on your side. I believe in you. Check out these videos to help you out.